JS Learning Station. Please like, share and subscribe. Enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Deserts around the world. Namib Desert. The Namib is a coastal desert in southern Africa. The name Namib is of Kokogo origin and means vast place. Having endured arid or semi-arid conditions for roughly 55 to 80 million years, the Namib may be the oldest desert in the world and contains some of the world's driest regions, with only western South America's Atacama Desert to challenge it for age and aridity benchmarks. Demar Desert. The deserts of southwest Afghanistan are never still. Even in the winter, when temperatures drop well below freezing, the expanse of broken rock and gravel that stretches 1,000 miles from the Pakistan border to the frontier of Iran shimmers with mirages. The wastes have earned their local name, the Demargo, the Desert of Death. It is the world's 20th largest desert at about 150,000 square kilometers. The desert consists mainly of sand masses and rocky clayish plains with salinchaks, takirs, and rarely oases. Registan Desert. The Registan Desert, also known as Registan Desert, is an extremely arid plateau region located between Helmand and Kandahar provinces in southeastern Afghanistan. It is a sandy desert consisting of small, red sand hills about 50 to 100 feet high, sand-covered plains, and open rocky and clay-covered areas. The underlying base of the hills consists of partly stabilized ancient transverse dunes, reflecting a west-to-east wind and nearly unlimited sand supply. The desert is gradually encroaching on surrounding agricultural areas. Atacama Desert. The Atacama Desert, Spanish, Desierto de Atacama, is a plateau in South America, covering a 1,000-kilometer, 600 miles, strip of land on the Pacific coast, west of the Andes Mountains. Most of the desert is composed of stony terrain, salt lakes, sand, and felsic lava that flows towards the Andes. During the day, temperatures in the desert can reach around 40 degrees C. This region is the largest natural supply of sodium nitrate, which can be used for producing fertilizers and explosives amongst other things. Danakil Desert. The Danakil Desert located in Ethiopia is incredibly popular among tourists, although it possesses threat. This desert is one of the hottest and most lifeless in the world. That's a huge volcanic wasteland, in the territory of which the land has melted underfoot. The main feature of the dangerous desert is the almost complete absence of breathable oxygen in its territory. The air here is burnt and is filled with poisonous gases, so people can only be in certain areas of the desert for a very short time without risking their lives. The Danakil Desert is quite large, its area is about 100,000 square kilometers. Travelers are attracted to these places by unique Martian landscapes, which are formed by the salt deposits, as well as a lake full of sulfuric acid and oil. Mojave Desert. The Mojave Desert is a desert in North America. It is situated in the southwestern United States, primarily within southeastern California and southern Nevada. Small areas also extend into Utah and Arizona. The Mojave Desert occupies about 124,000 square kilometers. It is the smallest of the North American deserts. While the harsh environment and difficult conditions of the Mojave Desert challenges the survival ability of many animals, a few species have become adapted to the strenuous circumstances. Very few plants and trees can survive in the extremely arid conditions of the desert, but there's one type of plant that seems to thrive here. This tree is referred to as the Joshua tree. Chalbai Desert. The Chalbai Desert is a small desert in northern Kenya near the border with Ethiopia. It is east of Lake Turkana and contains North Hor. Marsabit is the closest major urban center. Even in this barren and desolate location, you may see a shadow emerge in the distance, as ostriches, grevy's zebras, oryx, and other adapted animals are often observed in the desert. Chalbai Desert is a stretch of coarse sand spiced up with pure rocks and immense clay where there are also ash-gray ridges and broken clusters of tiny huts. Columbia Plateau. The Columbia Plateau is a geologic and geographic region that lies across parts of the U.S. states of Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. It is a wide flood basalt plateau between the Cascade Range and the Rocky Mountains, cut through by the Columbia River. The Columbia Plateau, also known as the Columbia Basin, is the site of one of the largest outpourings of lava that the world has ever seen. The Columbia Plateau flood basalts are a notable example of a large igneous province, where vast volumes of basalt are erupted over a relatively short period of time. Dasht-e Kaveh.
Dasht-e Kaveh, also known as Kaveh-e Namib in the Great Salt Desert, is a large desert lying in the middle of the Iranian Plateau. It is about 800 kilometers long. Dasht-e Kaveh Iran climate is arid and receives little rain and snow during the year. The desert soil is covered with sand and pebbles. The surface of its sand has been measured at temperatures as high as 70.7 degrees Celsius, making it one of the world's driest and hottest places. Because its caverns have properties similar to quicksand, travel in the Dasht-e Kaveh is extremely dangerous. It is almost uninhabited and only partly explored.
Furia Desert. The Furia Desert, also known as the Furia Desert, is a desert in northern central Senegal. It is inhabited by the Serer and the Fulani. The Furia Desert occupies an area of some 70,000 square kilometers, over one-third of the country's total area. The Furia region is the most arid, but its vast empty spaces are punctuated with waters that provide life to a few trees and cow and goat herds. There are endless plains and sand dunes, with scattered rocks and small valleys with clay soils in which small water bodies form. The plain is crossed by the courses of numerous tributaries of the Senegal River, which for most of the year are dry and fill with water only occasionally during the rainy season. Ladakh Desert. Ladakh gets very little rainfall and there are high snow-capped mountains and cold, flat ground. Thus, it is called a cold desert. Ladakh is a cold desert in India. It lies in the Great Himalayas, on the eastern side of Jammu and Kashmir. It has the mighty Karakoram Range in the north and in the south. It is bound by the Zanskar Mountains. Several rivers flow through Ladakh. The most important one is the Indus. Due to its high altitude, Ladakh is always freezing cold and dry for most of the year. The air is so thin that you can feel the sun's heat intensely. In summers, the temperature during the day is just above 0 degrees and the night temperature is much below -30 degrees Celsius. Dasht-e Lut Desert. The Lut Desert, widely referred to as Dasht-e Lut, is a large salt desert located in the provinces of Kerman and Sistan and Balochistan, Iran. It is the world's 34th largest desert. It is renowned for its spectacular series of landforms, namely the Yardongs, massive corrugated ridges, in the west of the property and the Sand Sea in the east. The surface of its sand has been measured at temperatures as high as 70.7 degrees Celsius. Thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe. Comment down below which is your favorite desert.